one of cricket's most favorite cities, Ahmedabad. So many records here. Kapil Dev breaking Hadley, Gavaskar getting his 10,000. Sachin became the first to get his 30 international hundreds here. For a city as popular as this for the game, it took the longest time for an IPL franchise to actually kind of come here.
It's kind of strange why it took so long for Gujarat to have a team. It's remarkable how in these 4 years Gujarat Titans has emerged as one of the finest IPL teams and one which has been very successful.
Not to forget to win the title in the first year, to make it again to the final in the second year. That was quite a bit of a dream start, right?
That's right. It was a dream start for any team to win the title in its inaugural season is always special. It was a new unit. It didn't have many stars in the team composition. They were really the underdogs in the first season. And
I have a confession to make. In the first year of Gujarat Titans, I really wasn't convinced with the team that Gujarat had picked. And I had to literally eat my words. And the team which kind of played that first year was like a one champion outfit.
Running a franchise is very different to running any other business. At Torrent, we see ourselves as the custodians of Gujarat Titans and the legacy of Gujarat Titans. So we want to, as owners, really keep the fans at the center of everything we do. We want to take decisions that we feel will create greater legacy for Gujarat Titans.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Bombay Sport Exchange. My name is K Shriniwas Rao, and our guest today is the owner of the Gujarat Titans franchise, Mr. Jinal Mehta. Thank you so much for taking the time out.
It's a pleasure.
One of cricket's most favorite cities, Ahmedabad. Kind of so many records here. Kapil Dev breaking Hadley, Gavaskar getting his 10,000. Even Sachin became the first to get his 30 international hundreds here. For a city as popular as this for the game, it took the longest time for an IPL franchise to actually kind of come here. And now that you're here, and I'm so happy that kind of finally having a conversation around the city and its cricket. Tell me what your initial thoughts about IPL and Ahmedabad.
No, you're right. Ahmedabad has been a very important center for cricket, and it's kind of strange why it took so long for Gujarat to have a team. But finally, we have a team. It's been 4 years since Gujarat Titans has been a franchise in the IPL, and it's remarkable how in these 4 years Gujarat Titans has emerged as one of the finest IPL teams and one which has been very successful in the 4 years so far. I think the Gujarati fans have really been yearning for an IPL team forever, and 2021 when Gujarat finally had an IPL team, the fan base really caught on to the IPL team, and it's been remarkable how that fan engagement has evolved over the last 4 years, and we now have one of the largest fan bases on social media amongst all IPL teams.
Not to forget to win the title in the first year, to make it again to the final in the second year. That was quite a bit of a dream start, right?
That's right. It was a dream start, and for any team to win the title in its inaugural season is always special. And for Gujarat, being a late entrant into the IPL and still winning it in its inaugural season was really special because it was a new unit. It didn't have many stars in the team composition, and they were really the underdogs in the first season, and that season was really a dream run for the Gujarat Titans.
Actually, I have a confession to make. Like in the first year of the IPL and Gujarat Titans, I really wasn't convinced with the team that Gujarat had picked. I was like, for sure, like, kind of, no, where are they going with this? And I had to literally eat my words. And the team which kind of played that first year was like a one champion outfit. Tell me this, what is it like for an accomplished businessman to run a sports business? Because when you are sitting, like, when I'm talking to Jinal Mehta, like from the Torrent group, then I'm talking energy, I'm talking power, I'm talking gas, and it's a different world altogether, right?
Yes.
And then when I'm suddenly talking cricket to the same man, then like kind of he's not just speaking for himself, yeah.
That's right.
He's speaking for his team. He's speaking for his core unit that runs the franchise. He's speaking for scores of fans in Gujarat. You then the larger responsibility, and then like you got to keep your emotions in control. How does it work?
It is unlike any other business for sure. Running a franchise is very different to running any other business. Of course, there are common elements in terms of uh, creating a team, empowering your team, bringing the right set of leaders into your team. But there's a lot more beyond just the business element in the IPL or any franchise. And I think the key is really the passion. So unless you have a passion for the sport, you're going to see it only as a business. At Torrent, we see ourselves as the custodians of Gujarat Titans and the legacy of Gujarat Titans. And fortunately, we've had the very great management team and coaching staff that has served the franchise really well over the last 4 years, and we've kept the core of our both our management and cricketing unit intact. And I think we are doing remarkably well. And so we want to, as owners, really uh, keep the fans at the center of everything we do. And we want to take decisions that we feel will create a greater legacy for Gujarat Titans and for our fans.
How serious a cricket fan are you? Like it'll help me build the rest of this interview, this answer, like kind of.
I've always followed cricket all my life. I played cricket when I was in school.
You did that.
Not at a competitive level, but it was the sport that I loved and I played the most as a child. So I've always followed cricket quite actively, and I still do. Of course, after becoming IPL team owner, the interest has only increased, and I follow it much more than I used to in the past. So yes, I love the sport, and it's something that I still play occasionally.
The franchise you said was bought in 2021, and obviously at some point you all had to come in, but when you all were like seeing the property build, like the broader contours of how it was taking shape, like kind of uh, I'll tell you from the outside. From the outside, it like for me, Gujarat Titans like just came in as a very natural fit. I've been
That's right.
tracking IPL for a very long time, like and since inception. When it happened in Gujarat, it just came out as a extremely natural fit. It just like was there, but it never like kind of had fructified. Like kind
Sure.
of it's like, tell me, can you put some mind to this matter? Like kind of help me understand. Like kind of what was it? Is it that cricket in Gujarat was any which way so popular that it was only a matter of time that this city actually kind of got a franchise of its own? If you can just help me build
Yeah.
on that thought.
No, Gujaratis have always loved cricket. Ahmedabad was a popular cricketing venue. The Motera Stadium was always a very popular cricketing venue. And since uh, I think the Gujarati fan base has really been following cricket very actively, and they were always supporting one or the other IPL team. So when the GT team came in, I think the Gujarati fan base really moved quickly to the GT franchise in terms of their fan following. And a part of the reason also has been the exceptional run that Gujarat Titans has had in the IPL since inception to win your inaugural season, to be runners up in the second season. I think no team could have want, dreamt of a better start. And that really has not just brought the Gujarati fans gotten engaged to Gujarat Titans, but even fans that were outside of Gujarat were following other teams now follow Gujarat Titans, and the fan base has really exploded over the last few years. So yes, you're right. The Gujaratis have really taken to GT, and within a very short span of time, it's become a very popular franchise.
And has the international diaspora also been participating?
Yes, absolutely. As you know, Gujarat have a very large diaspora
Yeah.
across the world, and most of them are interested in cricket.
Yeah.
And when Gujarat
Half of
Titans-
Bharat Army is Gujaratis.
Exactly, yes. And so we have had a very, very strong following within the diaspora, and all of them have really supported Gujarat Titans in big numbers.
Any other sporting interests other than cricket?
So I follow a little bit of football. My son loves cricket and football, so I follow football because of my son. I mean, that's the only other sport I follow.
What's a house like that's passionate about sport and runs a sports club? That's not like a lot of families are passionate about sports and probably sit on the dining table and talk about how the day's play went.
Yeah.
And then there are families which kind of are passionate about sport but also run a sports team. So you have to explain the viewers like what's the difference?
So till we bought Gujarat Titans, conversations were centered around sports at times, but they never got that intense. But since we bought the team in the last season, throughout the whole season, Gujarat Titans were just the key talking point at dinner. So yes, everyone's excited about it in the family, and there are conversations around the team and how well the team has done. So yeah, everyone's very excited about it.
In 21, when the teams were being sold, you all themselves participated in the bidding process. Were you kind of, taken aback with the kind of values that people were ready to put on the table for IPL franchises?
So we always thought that the IPL teams would go at a very significant amount, but we never anticipated that it would go at the level that it did. And competition was intense. There were only 2 teams on offer and multiple bidders. So, uh, in hindsight, of course, when one looks at it, we feel that the values that were paid at the time by the 2 winners were appropriate. We were, of course, not one of the winning bidders, but we did participate in that auction as well.
The pace at which it has grown, kind of it has ballooned, has been so swift, in 2021, bids of 5,500 crore or maybe $1 billion looked, oh my God. And today, when I look at the same bid, which is just 4.5 years back, today it somehow dwarfs. Do you think it is because the IPL as a property has been growing at such a fast pace that, kind of values keep dwarfing like this?
That's right. Look, the media rights auctions happened after the teams were auctioned, and the level at which the media rights went were far above any estimates.
Yeah.
So that's, of course, led to an increase in the value of the IPL teams as well. But also, there are other revenue streams which have grown much faster than what the market or people expected them to grow at, which is sponsorships, ticket sales. They're all growing at very strong growth rates, and they seem to have still a very long runway for growth.
And you're the best where the gate revenues for Ahmedabad are concerned, the largest cricket stadium in the world. I want to get a little deeper into sponsorship, and I want to understand, from a pan-India standpoint, how does that market work? We're in the state of Gujarat, a prosperous state, right, where local businesses have helped the state's, the state to thrive and survive and prosper. So if I were to look at Gujarat as a region supporting cricket, futuristically, what I'm looking at, am I looking at Gujarat Titans catering to this state's, kind of from a sponsorship standpoint?
Sure.
Why I'm asking you, there's a reason. Like when the IPL started, we were looking at, which franchise is gunning for which international brand, which franchise has the biggest, white goods brand on their jersey, etc. Is the future of sponsorship in sports local?
what we are seeing so far, at least with the Gujarat Titans sponsorship base, is it's very broad based. We have sponsors, are very large corporates. We have sponsors who are Gujarat based strong players, but all of them either have a pan India presence or a close to a regional presence. So I don't think the sponsors will be local. They will either be targeting a pan India customer base or at least a regional customer base, because the way the sponsorship costs are increasing, I think it wouldn't be possible for very local players to be a part of uh, a
Yeah.
sponsor mix in IPL team. But there is heightened interest in sponsorships even after the ban on RMG. We are seeing new sets of sponsors coming in, and Gujarat Titans is one of the only franchises, perhaps, who's concluded all the sponsors on their jersey this year at this stage.
Let me take the sponsorship conversation forward. Um, from a franchise standpoint, let's say an an ex sponsor is kind of coming and associating. Like, what is it that is the biggest selling factor? Is it the city? Is it performance alone? Um, what is it that compels me to associate with a franchise?
Combination of the performance that the franchise is demonstrating in the IPL, the market that the franchise is sort of bringing to the sponsor. And Gujarat is a very important market for any large business in India. And thirdly, I think it's also how well a franchise treats the sponsors and provides avenues for the sponsors to increase the depth of their products, the advertising depth of their products. So, and Gujarat Titans has done a remarkable job at that. We've really uh, served our sponsors in the best possible way, and have often delivered far more than what sponsors expect out of the contract, in terms of access to players, in terms of just the events that we organize for our sponsors. Uh, and we've tried to really work very hard on that, and keep our sponsors really uh, happy about what we offer.
I think you touched upon such an important topic there in terms of how do you keep the sponsors involved. I think that's
That's
everything.
right.
That's
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Are you a believer in auctions? Do you like auctions? Player auctions?
Look, I think it's interesting how the IPL auctions are structured, and I think the way the IPL auctions have been developed, and the rules and the regulations around them really ensure that all teams are at an equal footing. Everyone has a common purse. Rules in terms of retentions are also very, very well thought through. And it then becomes really a matter of skill in terms of how you build your team. So I find the IPL auctions a very interesting proposition, and I frankly I support the way the IPL is running the auctions.
There's a reason why I asked you about the IPL auctions, like because club sport is about loyalty,
That's right.
right? And let's say if I'm a Manchester United fan, it doesn't matter how Manchester United has done over the
That's
last
right.
8 years, 10 years, etc., or even more. I'm sorry,
That's right.
but if I have watched Eric Cantona, and if I
Yes.
have watched Roy Keane, and if I have watched Ole Gunnar, I have my share of Manchester United memories that are going to last with me for a lifetime.
Yes.
So it really doesn't matter today if, yes, it hurts. I am not a Manchester United fan, but if I were to be, it would hurt to see the franchise.
Sure.
But my loyalty factor would remain for a
But-
period of time because of what I have followed.
That's
Right? Why I'm asking is that uh, in club sport, loyalty breeds that long-term, kind of association.
Sure.
What an auction does every now and then is it provides space for chopping and changing.
Right.
How healthy is that in club sport? And do you think we need to find a middle ground to it?
Look, I think the IPL auctions have found that middle ground. There is teams are allowed to retain players with some limitations, and it's up to the team really whether they want to retain their core or they want to change the whole core as well. And Gujarat Titans, for instance, has been retaining its core. So I think it's the IPL format really provides teams with the option to continue their core or change it if they really want to. So, in my opinion, it's really a well thought through system, and it's really up to the franchisees how they want to build their team. So, I find it pretty interesting because there is a purse cap as well. So, no team has an unfair advantage in terms of unlimited funding or access to a much larger pool of capital to draw players. And that really provides a level playing field to every team. And like I said, it's really a matter of skill in terms of how you build that team and the coaching staff, the management staff put together, how they want to build their team.
Yes, you're right. Salary purse. I mean, I totally agree with there. I mean, the selling point of IPL is the salary purse. Doesn't matter like kind of where you're coming from. You can only spend that much. I think that's a brilliant point. Where my thoughts lie with the franchise auctions, the IPL auctions, is the fact that if I go into a player auction, I commit a mistake. I don't follow a strategy.
Sure.
I pick a wrong team. I leave gaping holes. I walk out of the room with a thought that yes, next year I can come back to the table to correct my mistakes.
Exactly.
Which I think kind of,
Exactly. And the IPL auctions provide that avenue to teams to course correct in the next season itself, right? It's again, you've seen in these in the build up to this mini auction, every team has had a different strategy in terms of their retentions. And the open positions that they have kept. So it allows teams to course correct as well. And I think that's the beauty of the whole auction system of the IPL.
Now, while that's a beauty, then the other beauty is the talent scouting that happens. And I'm a huge fan. Some franchisees have really kind of mastered it. Like some are just, kind of picking it up. Like I love the way MI went and bought Tilak Varma, right? And when he kind of participated in that first auction, I really had no idea, and I do keep track of domestic cricket to at least some extent, and I had no idea where that kid was coming from, and I have just like kind of over a period of time like fallen more in love with that, how he bats, how he approaches the game. So talent scouting is again a fundamental aspect. It's become a fundamental aspect of how franchises pursue. But at the end of the day, no matter how good a talent I find, I have to put him in the auction pool. I mean, that's like the conflicting part.
That's right. I think, yes, you're right. That perhaps there is a better way to deal with it in the future. But yes, scouting absolutely is a very important part of the IPL system. Gujarat Titans has been building its scouting program over the last few years, and I think we intend to intensify it over the coming years. We see that as a great source for building players and the core of the Gujarat Titans in the future, and it's a very important part of our cricketing program.
I'm sitting in Ahmedabad, which is going to be the venue for the 2030 Commonwealth Games, right?
Right.
From there, the thought comes to mind that as much as cricket remains a blessed sport economically, from the highest level to the kind of bottommost level, right, kind of does it become the responsibility of a sport that's doing so well to kind of handhold sports that are in need of kind of better traction and kind of better financial support? Where do your thoughts lie here in this space, and any thoughts that you would like to share?
With the Commonwealth Games scheduled to be held in Ahmedabad in 2030 and the possibility of Olympics being held in Ahmedabad in 2036, Ahmedabad is well positioned to become the sporting capital of India. I think, so far as your question on what Torrent is planning to do beyond cricket, we are thinking through our plans in terms of entering other sports and supporting other sports in India.
I've always felt this, that kind of cricket needs to be more generous towards
That's right.
other.
No, I think the BCCI is already doing its
Of
part
course, of
in
course.
promoting and supporting other sports. And as corporates like us who have a foothold in cricket, uh, it's it is obviously appropriate uh, that we do things in other sports as well. And Torrent is really seriously thinking through its plans in the sports ecosystem in India.
Do you think 2.5 to 3 months are enough for IPL, or it should be a longer tournament?
Look, I think it should be a longer tournament, and the fans
To be
would.
fair, all the most popular sports leagues in the world run almost 6.5, 7 to 8 months.
That's right. I think the fans would love for it to be a longer tournament as well, but we have to be conscious about the international calendar. And the BCCI, I think, is trying its best to increase the IPL window over a period of time. So hopefully, at some point, we'll be able to see more matches than what we have today in the IPL.
I hope so. Tell me something, the corporate role that you have, kind of from a Torrent standpoint. I see many corporate leaders, kind of where kind of they think it is imperative for their teams and for their colleagues to kind of spend time with accomplished sports persons, right? They think that listening to them are real life lessons
Sure.
from a motivational standpoint, from a leadership standpoint. I know, like kind of someone like Rahul Dravid,
Yes.
when he kind of goes to kind of talk, whether it's a corporate lecture or whether it's at the Doon School, kind of there is an awe around, like kind of his presence and how he kind of you're dealing with a dressing room, like kind of so tell me, does it really kind of is it from a corporate standpoint how realistic kind of, or how do I, how do I put it, like kind of is it true that kind of sports persons help kind of with real life examples?
I think
Which
across the world, people look up to sports people as their icons, as the people that they look up to as their role models. And if I were to talk about our dressing room, I always see that most of our players have a fantastic work ethic. They work so hard at the field. Their practice sessions are so intense. So that drive, that work ethic is so fantastic, and there's so much that
Like, give me an
the
example.
corporate world can learn from it. So if you look at the likes of Shubman or Siraj or Butler, when they're practicing at the nets, they put in hours of practice, and there's no reason for them to practice that hard, right? They're pros. They've mastered their game, but they keep at it and they keep working so hard in the nets. Even Rashid, uh, for that matter, every player in the GT squad, I see they all of them put in such a large number of hours in the nets. And that really speaks volumes about their work ethic. And Ashish, I think, our head coach, really makes sure that every team member toils hard in
I
the
have tracked
nets.
Ashish's career since he was an India cricketer.
Yeah,
I never knew he had this ball in him.
yeah,
I was like, when the 2022, when he kind of made his
yeah,
debut as a coach,
yeah.
I was like, I thought I was seeing a totally different side to a cricketer
Yeah.
I'd always watched
No,
on the field.
he's so intense in the nets, but he's so chilled out outside of the nets.
Exactly.
So he brings a really intense environment in the coaching sessions, in the practice sessions, and then he brings the best
He's a
relaxed
proper 12th.
environment
When the
at the
match is
team
on, he's a
hotel.
proper 12th man. He's
That's
like
right.
literally on the mount.
Yeah. So I think it's fascinating to see how hard these cricketers work and their work ethic, and there's so much that the corporate world can learn out of it. The other uh, thing that I notice is the fighting spirit, the never say die attitude. And that you win some games, you lose some games, but even after a loss, the team fights, bounces back so hard in the next game. There is a fire to really perform and uh, deal with pressure, deal with failures. And I think that's another takeaway for the corporate world.
Yeah, and I think intrinsically, when you see a cricketer or a sports person who doesn't like losing, like,
That's right.
doesn't really like
Yeah, they don't
and
like
kind
losing.
of
Yeah,
takes it personally, then
that's
you
right.
know that there is something special, right?
That's right. And that's something that all of us should learn from, right? That drive, that hunger uh, to win, to achieve something.
Tell me about a guy like Sai Sudarshan.
Yeah,
Like, because for me, it's unfortunate that in, like, in Test cricket he hasn't clicked in the objective. That I really think that they just go on and on with him, because I see a great amount of potential in that
sure.
kid.
Yeah,
Right? When it comes to kind of, he being what he did in the previous season for GT, like as an owner, when you see a young fellow in front of you, like, kind of, what do? Wrap him in cotton wool? Like, kind of, how do you kind of approach? You know that this boy can, like, literally. I mean, I seriously think
yeah,
he can be a great name for India.
yeah. And Sai Sudarshan is a great asset for Gujarat Titans, and I think he's one of the future stars for India. He's already up there. I think again a great work ethic. He works so hard at his game, and he's a serious student of the game. Uh, his technique is fantastic. I think and as an individual, as a person, he's a very nice kid. I think he has a very bright future, and um, I think he'll do really well for himself and for India.
Well, all the best,
Yeah.
Torrent. Then, anything from a corporate standpoint, from a Torrent standpoint, that you might want to add to this conversation?
Torrent is into multiple businesses, but in each of our businesses, our emphasis is on keeping our customers, or our, in this case, our fans, at the center of everything we do. And it's really uh, our responsibility towards our customers that we serve them in the best possible way. And while doing we we're very conscious of doing it in the right way. We have a very deep set of values at the group that we really ensure that each of our businesses lives up to. Uh, I think, and I'm glad that the GT management and the coaching unit is very well aligned with the Torrent ethos of doing things. And we're really looking forward to taking the Gujarat Titans legacy beyond where it is today. It's already a fantastic 4 seasons that Gujarat Titans has had, but there's a lot more that we can do in terms of our fan engagement, in terms of our just the experience that we want to provide to our fans. And you'll see us improving every year, and we really want to build a lasting legacy and make Gujarat Titans as one of the best sporting franchises in India.
Are you tech savvy?
Yes, a little
Considerably?
bit, not considerably, I would say, just about there.
All right. Lovely conversation,
Thank you. I
Jinal. Thank you so much for
really
taking the
enjoyed
time.
the conversation, and thank you for coming down.
Pleasure's mine.